Shubhodayam to all. Welcome back again to yet another class on Shodasa Samskaras by Dr. Somanchitangarala Visalakshi garu. Now we go ahead with praying Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram.
Vande
Mataram.
Sujlam
Sukhalam Malaya Jasitalam Sasya Syamalam Mataram Vande Mataram Subrajyosna Pulakitayaminim Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhinim Suhasinim Sumadhura Bhashinim Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram. Now I request Lakshmi Prabhakar to chant Prardhana, please.
Shubhodayam, Namaskaram to all. Let us meditate for a minute and then chant Om 3 times. गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवत्स्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन् नोदिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवति धीनामवित्रयवतु ॐ श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहस्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरुः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Saha Viryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavati tamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
ధన్యవాదాలు లక్ష్మీ ప్రభా గారు for the excellent chanting. Now I request Dr. Visalakshi garu to continue with the webinar, please.
Om Sri Mahaganathipataye Namaha. Om Sri Parvati Rajarajeshwarabhyam Namaha. Om Sri Metha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Om Sivaya Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Sivaya cha Namah Sivaya. Om Namah Sivaya. Now yesterday we are talking about Upanayana Samskaram, and just introduction I gave you. No, actually, unless Jata Karma, Namakarana, Chuda Karma, Chaula Samskara, etc., all these samskaras are done as per Shastra, one will not become eligible for getting this Upanayana Samskara done to him. So, this Brahmopadesha to be given to him, he should be completely cultured, physically, mentally, spiritually, and all. So, at the time of performing Upanayana Samskara, all these other samskaras also would be done once again, though they might have been done to that person already. Or suppose they might not have done properly as per Shastra also. So, to avoid that, they once again, the priest, that Brahmagaru, makes this Vatu get all these samskaras done once again. Anupanita Prayashchitartham Dese. So it is said in Apastamba Gruhya Sutras that the Upanayana Samskara gives excellence to the noble human birth. Sahi Vidyaha Sahi Vidyatastam Janayati Tat Sreshtam Janma Sharirameva Mata Pitarau Janayataha. Parents give birth only to the body, to that person, boy. But actually, real Jnana Sharira would be given by Guru and Jnana to be given to this person through Upanayana Samskara, which is very essential Samskara. So many of us are performing Upanayana as a compulsory kratu to be done before marriage. So even after doing at that stage also, they just celebrate this Upanayana Samskara and immediately marriage. Afterwards also, that person, they never do Sanchya Vandana, Gayatri Mantra Japa and all. Then what is the use of doing this? So, as per the Shastra, Upanayana Samskara should be done at Garbhastami. And then onwards, the boy, this Vatu, Brahmachari, should start doing Sanchya Vandana. His mantra japa, then Agni Upasana, and also Gayatri Mantra Japa, Anushtana. Then thereby he will gain spiritual power, Achatmika Siddhi. So let all of us realize at least now the sublimity and the greatness, the sanctity of Upanayana Samskara. The Mahotkrishta Mahamantra, Gayatri Mantra is going to be initiated to that person, that boy Vatu. So he becomes capable of protecting himself and the whole humanity. and the whole nature also. If he does properly that Gayatri Mantra Japa and Anushtana of Sanchavandana, and then Agnihotra Puja and all. So now let us know when and which time how to perform this Upanayana Kratu in detail if time is there. Otherwise, we can cut short a few points. In Apastamba Dharma Sutras, it is said like this. Garbhastameshu Brahmanam Upanayita, Garbha Ekadaseshu Rajanyam, Garbha Dwadaseshu Vaishyam. So when Jiva, that is the living being, enters into mother's womb, then onwards it should be counted the time. So then onwards 8 years. So 7 years, 3 months, suppose, when completed, then that Upanayana ritual to be done to a Brahmin boy. Then similarly, it is called as Garbhastami. So similarly, during 11th year, from entering into mother's womb to Kshatriyas, and similarly after 12 years for that is after entering into mother's womb to Vaishyas. This ritual should be performed. So Brahma Varchasa Kamasya Karyam Viprasya Panchama Varshe Raju Balardinaha Shashte Vaishyasya Ihardino Ashtame. It is also said in the scriptures that for Brahmin boys who aspire to get Brahmanica luster, for them the Upanayana Samskara should be performed at the age of 5 years. Then for Kshatriyas who want to acquire the strength and vigor, on 6th year it should be performed. Then for Vaishyas during 8th year, it should be done if they want to get success in their business states and all on this earth. So Vasante Brahmanam Upanayita, Grishme Rajanyam, Sharadi Vaishyam. So after the entrance of Uttarayana Punyakala, the Upanayana should be done to Brahmin boys during Santakala, to Kshatriyas during Grishma Ritu, and to Vaishyas during Sharat Kala. So especially for Brahmin boys, performing Upanayana on Vasanta Panchami, that is also called as Sri Panchami, that would be very auspicious. For the Vatu and his father, for both of them, Nakshatra Bala, Tara Bala should be there. Apastamba Sutra start with the Sutra, Atha Upanayanam Vyakhyashyamaha. Now we are going to speak about Upanayana Samskara. So thus the process starts. Then how to hand over the Vatu to Guru and Gurukula, all also should be learnt thoroughly through the Shastras. Now let us know the most important points of Upanayanam. They are first Shubha Arambha, starting the pious ritual. Then second one, see, kindly all of you mute yourselves, audios and videos. So second one is Vigneswara Stuti, praying and worshipping God Vinayaka. Third one is taking Sankalpa to perform this Upanayana. Fourth one is Kalasha Puja. Then Vigneswara Shodasopachara Puja. Upanayana Sankalpa, Jatakarma Namakaranadi Samskaras to be performed. Then 8th point is Raksha Bandhana. Then 9th, Swasti Punyaha Vachana. Then Mantaparathana, Pandiri Puja will say. Then 11th point is Agni Pratisthapana. It is a Laukika Agni Pratisthapana has to be done. Then 12th one is Prokshana Samskaras. 13th is different homas, Vivitha Homaka. Then 14th Ankurarpana. 15th Nandi Devata Akvana. 16th Yagnopavita Dharana. 17th is Nandi Devata Samarathana. Then 18th Kumara Pojanam. 19th Vastra Mekhala Ajinadi Dharana. 20th point is to hand over the Vatu to gods for protection. Then 21st point is Navagraha Mantapa Mangala Asirvachana. Then 22nd is Churnika. This is the Supamuhurta Samaya. Then to keep the mixture of Jira and Jagari paste on the forehead of at the place of Brahmarantra Sthana is called as Churnika or Sumuhurta. Then 23rd point is Brahmopadesha. 24th one is Gayatri Mantra Upadesha. And Gayatri Mantra Visishtata should be explained to Vatu at that time. Then 25th is Pala Sedanda Dharana. 26th is Guru Dakshina Samarpana. 27th Suryopasthanam, doing pranamans to Surya. 28th is the vows done by the Vatu to his Acharya. 29th is Pikshacharya. Matru Piksha got most significance. Then 30th point is Sanjha Vandana. 31st point is Agni Karya. 32nd Medha Janana. 33rd point is Sadasya or Brahmana Asirvachana. So all these are to be followed one after another to complete the process of celebrating Upanayana Samskara. So in this process, when Upanayana Samskara is done, the Vatu becomes eligible to pray goddess Gayatri Mata and gain spiritual power. So everyone should follow according to their Veda, to which Veda they belong, either Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda, Rigveda, etc. So because slight Prantiya Vedas may be there, depending upon the places from where they come, slight differences always occur. So in fact, we should know about all these points in detail, but because all of us are aware of this sort of process, Pandir Puja, etc., we do. So the most important points of Upanayana will be explained here to cover the time, because we know the process of doing pujas are auspicious works at home. So after getting initiated into this Brahmacharya Asrama, now it is the duty of the Vatu to try and observe all the rules necessary to be followed by the Vatu. So it is most important to do Trikala Sanchya Vandana, Gayatri Mantra Japa, then Agni Karya. These three are the most important duties. Later, studying the Shastras is the another important duty for the Vatu. So nowadays, suppose the Trikala Sanchya Vandana may not be possible as some people are considering. So at least Prata Sanchya, Sayan Sanchya, Sanchya Vandana should be done. So the Puranic one is there. So that slokas also, mantra slokas also can be recited by anyone, even this Vatu also, while doing his regular Upanayana Samskara. Meanwhile, at different times, during the afternoon time when he could not do this Sanchya Vandana, he may just recite the Gayatri Mantra, Pauranika Sloka mantras. So after completing 1 year, or may not be 1 year, but after completing this Upanayana Samskara, next, whenever that Shravana Paurnami comes on that day, Upakarma should be done by his Guru to this Vatu. So after performing Upakarma Samskara, the Vatu should be taken and handed over to the Guru at Gurukula for Veda Adhyayana. So till that time, ordinary Shastra, Sloka, Sukta, Sandal, the boy can learn by heart and study under the guidance of any master, Acharya. But after Upakarma, he must start Veda Adhyayana. So among the 33 points I gave, now the 13th point is observing different homas, such as Akhora Homa, Chakshushi Homa, etc. While doing these homas, the Vatu should pray Agnihotra under the guidance of Acharya, Guru Brahmagaru, like this. Sredham, Metham, Yashaha, Prajnam, Vidyam, Buddhim, Shriyam, Balam, Ayushyam, Teja, Arogyam, Dehime, Havyavakana, Shriyam, Dehime, Havyavakana, Om Namayiti. Every day he must pray like this. Oh Agni Deva, please give me all these good rights. Sraddha, Metha, Yasha, Prajna, etc. This is how one should pray Agnihotra. Agnihotra gives all these virtues to the person. So the priest or Brahmagaru prepares Panchapalikas. We know what are the Panchapalikas, the mud that made with the bowls, a sort of made with mud. Then they should be filled with mud to the half of the place. Then that Yajamani, that is Vatu's father, he must sprinkle water there, then pour Navathanyas over all these 5 mud vessels. Then they all should be again, mud should be sprinkled there over them. Then later a little water is to be sprinkled. And thus for 16 days, every day, either the mother or father or the Vatu should take care of them, sprinkling water. Then they grow, the Navathanyas, they sprout and they grow very high. So as high, when they grow very high, we consider that the dynasty would be elevated like that, and even the dynasty would grow as long as it, as high as it grew. So on the 16th day, Padaharojula Panduga, we say, they celebrate a sort of festival like thing, and then the mother of this Vatu invites ladies, women, married women, matured women, then Muttaidulu we say, and then giving them, worshipping them with proper procedure. She gives these Panchapalikas, one of them to each one of them, as Vayanamu we say. That is, they should be given, and then onwards it is their duty to take care of them or utilizing them. They can do anything, whatever they want. So during the performance of Upanayana Samskara, the parents, especially the father of Vatu, should invite all the Pitru Devatas, and he must worship them with utmost devotion and gratitude. By the favor of Pitru Devatas only the dynasty grows and they can live happily without any ailments. So at the time of Upanayana and Vivaka Samskara also we invite Pitru Devatas as Shobhana Devatas and worship them with proper procedure and gain their blessings. Now the priest or Brahmagaru should do pranayama and take sankalpa to make Vatu wear Yajnopavita, and Yajnopavita should be kept on a very auspicious, good place, maybe either silver place or somewhere. And Vatu has to worship that Yajnopavita with Shodasa Upacharas. Of course, the procedure, if he knows well and good, otherwise the priest can guide him. Then the that is all the presiding deities of that Yajnopavita should be worshipped, because even the threads got the gods in them. So then the father should take that Yajnopavita and he should give to the elders to touch it and salute it, do pranama to that, because that Janshamu we say, the sacred thread, Yajnopavita, that itself is to be considered as the form of Gayatri Mata. So till that time, all these elders, they might have done lakhs of Gayatri Mantra Japa. So the moment they touch that, do pranama and bless the Vatu, then their spiritual power with their love for the Vatu also comes in the form of blessings and enters into that Yajnopavita. So that the Yajnopavita, by the very sparsha, touch of the elders, becomes more powerful. So if such a powerful, strengthened Yajnopavita is given to the Vatu, Vatu can also gain that spiritual power. So then with all the proper mantras, when Brahmagaru says like this, Sri Parameswara Prichyartham, that is when the priest is chanting, the father of the Vatu must repeat all these mantras, in fact. So the father of this Vatu must pray God after doing Ganapati Puja, everything, the proper procedure is completed. Just at the time of making the Vatu, wear this Yajnopavita and initiating the Gayatri mantra and real original mantra, all these. So the father must say, Om Sri Parameswara Prityartham Mama Kumarasya Ayushyapi Vrityartham Mama Kumarasya Upanayanangatvena Dvijatva Sityartham Yagnopavita Dharanam Karishye. Karishyami. Also he can say Karishye, Karishyami. In fact, it should be Karishyami. So he is doing this for the sake of longevity, for the sake of getting Dvijatva Prapti. I am making my son wear this Yagnopavita. Then Yagnopavita Athishtana Devatapyo Namo Namaka Dhyana Avakanadi Shodasopacharaihi Pujayami. So saying he must worship this Yagnopavita and the Athishtana Devatas of this Yagnopavita with Shodasopachara Pujas. Then Vatu's parents held this Yagnopavita with on both the sides, mother and father of this Vatu. While the priest is reciting the proper mantras, they must put this Yagnopavita over the neck of this Vatu, and the right hand should be taken up and the Yagnopavita should come down. So this Yagnopavita Dharana Muhurta Sumuhurtostu, thus the priest and father must say. So the mantra recited at the time of wearing Yagnopavita is, all of us are aware of this mantra, Om Yajnopavitam Paramam Pavitram Prajapates Yat Sahajam Purastat Ayushyam Agriyam Pratimuncha Supram Yajnopavitam Balamastu Tejaha Prajapate Yat Sahajam Purastat. So from Prajapati means Chaturmukha Brahmadeva. So it has come from him. This most sacred Yajnopavita, that is the sacred thread, had originated in the beginning from Prajapati, that is God Brahmadeva, Chaturmukha Brahma, when he originated, the moment when he is Swayambhu we say, he came himself, he appeared in the lotus flower that came from the Napi Pradesh of Sriman Narayana, as they say, according to Puranas. So the moment when Brahmadeva became exhibited, Jantyam, this Yagnopavita was there on his body. So this Yagnopavita also came along with him. So that gives long life to whoever wear devotion. So by knowing this, you wear this Yagnopavita. Thus they are instructing this Vatu. This Yagnopavita will give you strength, luster, and long life. So at that time, 3 lines of thread with 1 knot should be given to that Vatu, this Yagnopavita. Vatu should wear it as long as, that is, he must wear it with utmost devotion until Vivaha Samskara time. And then at the time of Vivaha, 2 more such threads, that is 9 Navatantu, 9 threads with 3 knots would be given to him, and lifelong he must wear it. And he has to worship when this very moment when parents put Yagnopavita over him, he becomes Dvijatva Prapti, and that luster comes to him. And he must always consider this Yagnopavita to be directly Goddess Gayatri Mata. With that devotion and Shraddha, he must take care of it. Then in these 9 threads, actually, 9 Devatas, deities exist. They exist permanently and protect all those who wear this Jantyamu, we say, this Yajnopavitam. So the deities, the 9 deities that exist in the 9 threads are Omkaraha Prathame Tantau, Dvitiye Agnis Tathaivacha, Tritiye Nagadevatvam, Chaturthe Somadevata, Panchame Pitrudaivatvam, Shashte Jaiva Prajapatihi, Saptame Marutasjaiva, Ashtame Surya Evacha, Ashtame, then Sarve Devastu Navame, Ityetaha Tantu Devataha. So Brahmanutpaditam, Brahmanutpaditam Sutram Vishnuna Triguni Kritam, Rudrena Datto Ganthirvai, Savitriyacha Apimantritam. So how all these threads and knots they came? God Chaturmukha Brahmadeva created Yagnopavita. Then Lord Sriman Narayana tripled that. He turned it into threefold. God Paramashiva Rudra put the knots there, the granthis, mudi we say. Goddess Savitri Mata gave spiritual power to that. So by thinking of them, we get Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. So the size of Yagnopavita is always exactly 96 inches. Normally, the size of gods are considered as of 96 inches. That is why even this Yagnopavita is of such size. By wearing this Yagnopavita and observing Deva Vratas, Brahma Vratas, then the man can become Deva, Daivatva can be obtained if sincere sadhana is there. So by having the real Brahmajnana, one can become a Brahmin. So this Upanayana Samskara of wearing Yagnopavita gives the worthiness of gaining that knowledge by which one becomes Brahmin and can attain Brahman. That is Daivatva also can be. He can get liberated, can get mukti. He can obtain the power to control the entire universe if sincerely observed with utmost devotion as per the Shastra. Such is the greatness of this Gayatri Mantra Japa and Sancha Vandana Anushtana. So the three knots are there. They are considered as Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi. When they are broken, then he can get to Brahma Jnana. Granthi Pedana we say. So in Nandi Samaradhana, the priest asked the father of Vatu to take Sankalpa that he is doing Nandi Devata Samaradhana Prarthana for the long life of his son, this Vatu. And him, the father must also worship all the Brahmins and this Brahmagaru also. Then how to worship? Offering them all this Kunkuma, Chandana, etc., Tambulam with Dakshina, cloths and all. So thus he has to worship them. Then as a part of Upanayana, they must offer very good and that is delicious food and cloths to brahmacharis according to their custom. Maybe either 2, 3 brahmacharis or 5 or 7 like that. That can be, the number can be increased in odd numbers. That is called as Kumara Bhojanam. And along with them, the Vatu must sit. That is, along with Vatu, these brahmacharis also should sit and eat. And along with them, in our custom, either the sister of Vatu or the mother, according to some other customs, should sit during this Kumara Bhojana Samaya. So depending upon the Pranta Bheda, they can either sister or Mata. Matra Saha Kumaram Pojayet says one Shastra. Then similarly, Haginya Saha Pojayet, like that. The whatever may it be, the meaning behind this custom is that till that time the Vatu may eat along with his mother, brother, sisters, father and all. But now onwards, now that this Upanayana Samskara is done, he has his body, mind and everything, soul is purified. Now he should not eat the Uchista of any one of them. Uchista means half eaten, left eaten by some others. Maybe either mother, father, sisters, brothers, anyone. So for last time, the mother can eat along with him and may feed him. Similarly, the sister can eat along with her brother, and she also can feed him, but that should be last one for lifetime. Now here some explain the sentence as Matra Saha Kumaram Pojayet does not mean actually mother, but mother goddess Gayatri Mata. Now onwards, this brahmachari is going to eat along with Gayatri Mata. So whatever he eats, that is to be offered to Gayatri Mata, and he should eat that he is feeding Gayatri Mata through him. But he is not eating either for taste or something. So doing Prokshana along with Gayatri mantra, he must start eating Satvika Ahara only. Now at this time at Kumara Pojana, that Brahmagaru, we say the priest makes this Vatu do Parishechana, etc. So after Upanayana Samskara is done, then also the Vatu should be taught as to how to do Parishechana and eat properly, keeping all 5 ahutis to prana, pancha pranas that exist in the body. So he is eating for the welfare of the mankind and living beings, not for himself. So if a such Shrotriya Brahmachari or Brahmin, married people also, if they eat, it means the whole living beings would be satisfied fully, their stomachs would be filled. That is the secret behind this. So sprinkling water over this food, whichever is kept for him, along with Gayatri mantra, giving ahutis, he has to eat. After this Kumara Pojana is over, then Vatu should take bath again, and he has to wear Diksha Vastras now. The priest makes ready by this time all items which are needed for this ceremony. That is barhis, we say, then water pot, kurcha, cloths, a round stone known as Sannikallurai, etc. Then danda, Krishna Jina, the skin deer, then mekhala, mani mekhala, we say, all these which are the needed items for the Vatu. Priest prepares all these. By the time this Vatu completes his bhojana, then takes bath and all. So the priest makes Vatu perform Agnimukha Prakriya, a sort of process of worshipping fire god through mantras. This Vatu offers into fire and says, Agnaya idam namama. I am offering these for fire god, not for me. Agnaya idam namama, he must say with the chanting of holy mantras. The Vatu then presses with his right leg the Sannikallurai, we say a very pious stone. We consider that stone also to be equal to God. But even at that time, the Vatu has to step on it with the significance that then onwards, now onwards, I will be as strong as that of this stone, and I will withstand the dvandvas of the nature. I will not get tempted to anything. I will remain like the stone. That is the significance. Then keeping these Diksha Vastras, first on that Sannikallu stone, the boy has to worship these Diksha Vastras also. Then he has to wear it, the Diksha Vastras. So by this Sannikallu stone, he is learning how he has to gain the enduring capacity. Then hunger, thirst and all also should be controlled. He should not get tempted. Remain as strong as that of the stone throughout his celibacy, Brahmacharya, Vrata Diksha. So the cloths are only for Mana Samrakshana. So it is not for exhibiting it is not meant for luxuries or for exhibiting our status that we possess so much money and all. That should not be. So normal cotton cloths are to be preferred at that time. So God Devendra, then Panchaputa Devatas, they are to be prayed by Vatu and parents, father, for the protection of Vatu. Then Brahmacharyena Tapasa Deva Kamruchum Apagnata. says the Atharva Upanishad. Then we can stop even Mrityu by practicing sincerely the Brahmacharya Vrata and penance. So the munja grass grows by the favor of God Indra. Then moon and Maruts also, Marut gods and moon god. So with that munja grass, the thread is prepared, and that thread they tie to the waist of this vatu, and they put the knot at the navel part. The father makes it. So this munja thread removes the diseases of the body and also increases longevity and gives long life and spirituality to this vatu. So while sitting on the deer skin, if we do penance, we can easily attain samadhi sthiti. We can get concentration and enter into samadhi easily. So that is why most of the sages, they sit on deer skin and then do penance. After getting this Upanayana Samskara, the Vatu has to perform many yaga kriyas. After completion of education, when he enters into Grihasthasrama, then also he has to do several other yajnas to please the gods. Then wearing this deer skin only. Agnistoma, etc., Atiratra, Aptoryama, Vajapeya, Poundarika, Ashwametha, etc. yajnas should be performed only when the person wears the deer skin. He must wear it. So this Vatu has to take care of that deer skin carefully. So as indicated this is the indication of yajna nirvahana process, we can say. The deer skin is made to wear by the Vatu, and then he has to take care of this. Also, for the sake of gaining sense control, by wearing this deer skin, one can have gain this indriya nigrahatva comes to him. He can control the senses. The priest with the chanting of Veda mantras hands over the responsibility of the protection of this Vatu to the gods, because the Vatu has to study Vedas, Veda Vidyas. Then he must gain luster and jnana. Later, he must become the master Acharya. He has to protect the Vedas by chanting them and teaching them, passing on this Veda Vijnana to the next generations. So, which is very beneficial for the entire mankind and to the society. He performs several yajna karyas also, yajna yagadi kratus, for pleasing the gods and offering them what they need, what they want. Thus, the Vatu's protection is handed over to Prajapati, Agnideva, Chandradeva, Suryadeva, Saraswati Devi, Mrityu Devata, Yamatharmaraja. Then Jalathi Devata, Oshathi Devata, and Pumata also. All these devatas will start taking care of this Vatu, because then onwards the Vatu's life is not for him. It is for the sake of gods, for the sake of society, for the sake of whole humanity. So, ante tu sarvamantranam hastagrahana mishyate devatapyaha paridanam rakshanaya pruthak. Separately, this voice hand should be handed over to all the above mentioned gods. When Shubha Muhurta is approaching, the priest prays Navagraha Devatas and he does stotra. Trideva Murtihi Jagadeka Chikshushaha Virinchi Narayana Sempurupaha Prepakaraha Sopana Hetu Puto Vatum Cheturveda Patum Karotu. When Sumuhurta is approaching, the priest recites all these slokas, and I recited only one sloka. All 9 slokas are there praising Navagraha Devatas. Similarly, Patum Cheturveda Patum Karotu would be repeated. That is, all these gods must take care of the protection of God, this Vatu, and should make this Vatu capable of completely gaining the knowledge of all 4 Vedas. That is the reason behind it. Then at the time of Muhurta, before approaching Muhurta, Lagnastaka, Sumuhurta, Lagnastaka slokas should by the priest. Sumuhurta kale atmana samipam anayati, Lagnastaka pathanam kuryat, churnan patitva. So, for Upanayana Samskara, when the Muhurta is very important. In fact, the capability of this Vatu depends upon the power of that Muhurta. Muhurta Bala is very much needed for Upanayana rather than for Vivaha or any other occasions. So, this Shubha Muhurta is very important. And but for Upanayana Samskara, this Upamuhurta should be definitely kept by a capable Daivajna, seeing all the Grahagatis for this Vatu and for father also. So on that exact Muhurta, this Jira Jagari paste, which is already kept, made ready by the mother of this Vatu, that should be kept on a betel leaf. It should be put on the Brahmarantra Sthana along with that leaf, that Jagari Jira paste should be kept on Brahmarantra of Vatu. That mixture of Jira Jagari, this got the power of bringing the favor of all the gods, Anugraha deities. It got the capacity to remove the defects of the body physically also of this Vatu. And it will never allow the old age Jara to approach this boy. Jira, Jara means old age. Of course, it is the nature of the body, but as long as this boy is chanting all these mantras, even though age passes, years pass away, the Jara Lakshanas will not be seen on his body. He can be as Tejasvi as when he was in middle of his youth, like that. So, na jara vidyate yasmat jira iti kachyate. So, this Jilakara has got such a wonderful power. By the power, the jara, old age will not approach. And also, it purifies, it creates enthusiasm in the mind of this boy. And spiritual power would be developed in his. It also purifies the blood also of that person, whoever they wear this Jira Jagari paste. And also this Jagari also got very medicinal powers also. So by keeping this Jira Jagari paste mixture on the Brahmarantra place, the petals of Sahasrara Kamala, we believe. So that Sahasrara Chakra is there. So when this, it is kept there, all the Sahasrara, all the 1,000 petals of that Sahasrara Chakra, they slowly start to blooming. So the wisdom comes into him. That Vishwa Chaitanya Shakti becomes easy to enter into his body and purify the Jiva still more through the Brahmarantra. So this Jira Jagari paste got such wonderful power, greatness. That is why we keep this. So all the chakras of the body also would be blooming. So in Yoga Sadhana, mostly the Kundalini Shakti, we say the Kundalini Shakti exists in the Muladhara Chakra, and it looks like the snake turning round with 3 crawls like that. And when that Kundalini Shakti is awakened by the sadhaka, by sadhana, then it slowly, it rises first and then slowly start crawling up. So from Swadhisthana, it starts entering and passing through, that is starting from Muladhara. It first enters into Swadhisthana, then Manipura, Anahata, Visuddhi, Ajna Chakra, then Sahasrara. And at this Sahasrara Chakra, Parvati Parameswara's Pada Padmas would be there. That is, Shiva Parvatis would be sitting there on the Sahasrara Chakra. in all human beings. So the sadhakas who can make this Kundalini Shakti grow till that that is grab and then grow and touch the feet of Parvati Parameswara, then the real bliss, that Brahmananda, it flows like fountain water, and immediately all the 72,000 of nerves that exist in our body would be drenched and drowned in that Ananda Lahari, that is called as Sivananda Lahari. And all the, when that very moment the person experiences the wonderful Brahma Anupava, and then onwards he always wants to gain that Anubhuti only. Then out of these 72,000 nerves, 101 nerves are very important, and out of them 3, Ida, Pingala and Sushumna are important. Out of these 3, Sushumna Nadi is very important for our physical and spiritual growth of each and every individual. So when this fountain of bliss, then we experience that Brahmananda, and that Ananda is called as Brahmananda, which is the final aim of our life. So this Jira Jagari mixture paves the way for the Vatu to gain such experience by his sadhana. Now Brahmopadesha. Among Saptakoti Mahamantras, this Gayatri mantra is most powerful, Mahotkrishta mantra, greatest mantra, because in other mantras there are some bijakshara, 2 or 3 or 5 like that. Of course, this Sri Shakti, Sri Chakra, as we say, Panchadasakshari or Shodasi mantra, all letters are bijaksharas. Even then, only either 15 or 16 are there. But in Gayatri mantra, 24 letters are there. All 24 letters are bijaksharas. That is the greatness of this mantra, and that is why it is most powerful mantra. When suppose 100 atom bombs burst, what sort of what sort of power it exhibits and emanates? More than that power would be emanated when the Gayatri, that is that Vispotana Shakti we say. This Gayatri mantra japa is done by real Srotriya Brahmin by following sincerely as per Shastra and Veda. So that wonderful power which cannot be seen by ordinary people, that atom bomb when burst, then every thing would be smashed and destroyed. We can visualize it. But this Gayatri mantra got such an immense power that it can power the entire universe. It can take care of each and every well-being of each and every living being, and even of Prakriti. That is the Shakti. So now this Tripada Gayatri, Chaturvimsati Akshara Gayatri should be given to this Vatu by the father when the priest is initiating. Before giving this Gayatri mantra, actual Brahmopadesha would be done by the father to his son, the Vatu. At that exact Muhurta Samaya, the father, priest and the Vatu, a big cloth would be stretched over 3 of them, so that all 3 would be there in a very close position, and others can never listen to their mantra spellings while they are spelling the mantras. So at that time they ask the Vaidhyakaras to beat this drum beating highly, so that other people also, when they are talking anything, they will not fall in their ears. These 3 people. And this mantra cannot be heard by others. So at that time of mantra, so Brahmopadesha, when this big cloth is covered over the heads of 3 of them, and also when the Sanna Madam is also tuned high, then at that time these mantras would be repeated, recited by the priest and the father of this Vatu also. And those mantras, that mantra is the real Brahmopadesha. In fact, rather than this Gayatri mantra of Tripada Chaturvimsati Akshara Gayatri, we say. So what the father does is, the father till that time he might have did Gayatri Mantra Japa lakhs of times. So he touches, he keeps his hand on the heart of the Vatu. And then also he keeps, father keeps his hand over the Sahasrara Chakra, over the Madu, the head of his son. And he passes on Shaktipata, we say. His spiritual power, the father passes on into the body of Vatu through this Sahasrara Chakra. That is the real Brahmopadesha for this Vatu, for our Brahmin boys. At that time, a very beautiful mantra is there, which is considered to be very secret. So, very secret and sacred, so they will not reveal that mantra at all. So this is called as the Shaktipata. So by after giving this Shaktipata, means the spiritual power overflowing. Just as Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, just by the very touch of the forehead of Vivekananda, he poured his power into him. So like that the gurus do, they got that power. Here the Gayatri Mantra Japa itself got such power that father's power would be passed on into son at the time of this Gayatri Mantra. So after that, among main events of this Upanayana Samskara, the most three events are very important. First one is keeping Jira Jagari paste on the Brahmarantra place. Second one is Brahmopadesha. That Brahmopadesha is father's spiritual power giving to Vatu by Shaktipata. Then Gayatri Mantra Upadesha, both together must be called as Brahmopadesha. Then third one is Matru Piksha. So among these three also, the most important and most powerful incident is Shaktipata of father's spiritual power to son, and then Brahmopadesha, advising, giving this Tripada Chaturvimsati Akshara Gayatri Mantra. When priest is repeating, father recites into the right ear of his son. When the son is holding with both his hands the feet of his father, because at that time when father is doing Brahmopadesha, father himself is Guru. So with both the hands, he must hold both the feet of father. First, he must bow down completely, holding the feet of priest and then father. Then priest gives to this mantra to father, though he knows. That is the process. Then father initiates to his son. This is Brahmopadesha. So this Brahmopadesha is offering this Gayatri Mantra Japa Phala along with the preaching of this Gayatri Mantra to this Vatu when he is holding the, not only holding the feet of father, he must request, the priest makes the Vatu to request father to give him Mantropadesha. Unless we request, we can never gain such spiritual jnana from anybody. So unless the son requests and prays for gaining, the father cannot give this. So he must pray and request father. Who the Vatu says, Savitrim ko anubruhi. Oh father, please give me this Savitri mantra to me. That is Brahmopadesha. So at that time, these mantras actually, while doing this Shaktipata into his son, this Vatu, the father uttered, the priest and father, both of them, they utter very good mantra, very powerful mantra. Suprajaha prajaya bhuyaha, suviro viraihi, suvarcha varchasa, suposhaha poshaihi. So with these mantras, they give this Gayatri mantra. These will make this Vatu, the Vatu also repeats all these mantras three times so that he must learn it by heart. Later he has to pray fire god also. Gayatri Mata also by these mantras. So this is Brahmopadesha. So along with the Gayatri mantra, along with Ahutis, Vyakruti, they say, Puhu, Puvaha, Suvaha, we say 3 Vyakrutis. Actually, there are Sapta Vyakrutis. They are considered as Sapta Lokas. So at that time of Brahmopadesha, with 3 Vyakrutis, this Gayatri mantra is given by Acharya, by the father also, to this Vatu. So after this, the Vatu says, when all this process is over, Vatu says, Brahmacharyam Agam, I have become a Brahmachari. So then onwards, the Acharya, the Guru, the priest asked certain questions and Vatu replies to all of them. So after giving this reply later, several yagas are being conducted by this Brahmachari under the guidance of Acharya. When Vatu holds both the feet of Acharya, the priest, and requests him, Savitrim po anubruhi, then the Brahmagaru preaches this Savitri mantra. Though we call it as Gayatri mantra, actually the Chandas is Gayatri, mantra is Savitri. Savitru Shakti, Bharga Shakti, that exists in the orb of sun. So it is in Gayatri Chandas. There are Sapta Chandas, 7 Chandas are there in Vedas, and so many other Chandas are there, Laukika also. So that power of Bharga Shakti which exists in the sun is called as Savitri, Gayatri, and then Gayatri, Savitri, and Saraswati during evening time. So this through Gayatri Chandas, this Savitru Shakti overflows into his body when this Upadesha is done. So thus the spiritual Gayatri Shakti enters into this body. Now it is the duty of this Vatu to keep and enhance that Bharga Shakti, Savitru Shakti into his body. And his body must become, though it appears outwardly as the human body, it should become mantra Sharira, completely Gayatri Shakti, Bharga Shakti, Savitru Shakti embodiment. So from Guru to Shishya, from father to son, it passes on. That is why it is called as Saraswati. Sru Sara means to move, to pass on, to flow. So Saraswati is that which flows from one person to other person, parents to children, gurus to Sishyas. So Goddess Saraswati is named as the goddess of knowledge and Adhisthana Devata of education. Now let us know the Visishtata, the greatness and importance of Gayatri mantra. It is very powerful, secret and sacred. I already said so. It should not be uttered by anybody, everyone, whenever they want, in whatever condition they are. Nowadays, they are teaching, the teachers are teaching at the time of prayer in the schools, which is very bad, very wrong and sinful. Wearing the shoes to the legs, standing there, they are repeating. It's very harmful to the society. It's not good. This its chastity and sanctity must be protected. Then only the mantras will have that power. Otherwise, that mantra shakti diminishes when wrongly utilized unnecessarily. So those for whom this Tripada Gayatri mantra, Chaturvimshat Akshara Gayatri mantra is initiated through this Upanayana Samskara, they alone are eligible to do the japa of Gayatri mantra. All others should never repeat these Gayatri mantras. Nowadays, they are keeping this as ringstones even to the cell phones also and to the calling bells. That's very bad, very wrong. It should not be done. So, the Purana Gayatri shlokas, which I already recited in the beginning, they can be repeated, recited by all human beings, irrespective of caste, creed, or anything, and even boys or girls need not be differentiated. But only thing is, after taking bath, sitting on a holy place, they can recite. Yo devaha savita asmakam thiyo dharmadi gocharaha prerayit bharga yattasya tadvarenyam upasmake. Sarva chaitanya rupantam ajam vidyancha dhimaki buddhim yanaha prachodayat. These two can be repeated, recited, by which they can get the same power, just as this Vatu gets by the japa of that Gayatri mantra. So, now the meaning of this Gayatri mantra is actually, we or I, whoever says, I pray that power of sun, the Bharga Shakti, which is pervading all over, which is pervading Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka and Suvarloka, which is the best luster of God, which is the best luster of sun God, which creates intellect and increases my intellect, which that should show me the right path. It should lead me to lead my life in right direction. So bhajanat bhargaha and bhanjanat bhargaha is, bhanjana is burning completely. So Bharga Shakti is that power which completely burns the Janma Janmantara Kusamskaras, all the karma phalas, whether good or bad also, can be burnt and nullified, so that he need not have to take birth again. Janma Rakicha he gets. He would be led through Shreyo Marga. That is the greatness of this Savitri mantra. It makes this person travel in right direction in Shreyo Marga through dharma. This 24 letters Gayatri mantra is to be worshipped as Gayatri during morning time, as Savitri during afternoon time, and Saraswati during evening times. Sayam Sancha Samaya. Then Gayantam Trayata iti Gayatri they say, which protects those who do japa, who worship them and recite them. Na Gayatriyaha param mantram namatu paradevata. Other than mother, no other person is such a take care of children. Similarly, except Gayatri mantra, there is no other mantra which got as powerful as that of Gayatri. Other mantras also are very powerful, but Gayatri is of special significance. There is no other mantra equivalent to Gayatri in any these Saptakoti Mahamantras. So, as soon as this Upanayana is celebrated, then onwards the Vatu should start to do Gayatri mantra japa. Those who got this Upadesha mantra, they should chant this mantra, and then without doing Gayatri, if they worship any other gods or do japa of any other gods, it is of waste, it is of no use. After doing Sancha Vandana, Gayatri japa, Agnikarya and all, if they worship other gods and recite other mantras, then even that power will also come to them. So Sancha Vandana and Gayatri mantra japa is very essential duty of the Vatu then onwards. When this Chaturvinshati Akshara Gayatri is recited properly with proper accent, that should always be remembered. Then third power of sun, the Bharga Shakti, that exists in the sun, which is called as Savitri Shakti, Bharga Shakti, takes care of and protects the Vatu or persons, Brahmins, throughout their life, and through them this power also can be spread to the world to take care of that. So it flows from the divine power to human intellect also, from Guru to Shishya, Father to son. See, please, all of you mute your audios and videos. It is the knowledge that flows from generation to generation. We already said that is why Vidya we say. So the Visishtata of Gayatri mantra is known. Of course, a lot is there to tell, but time will not permit. So the most powerful and sacred this Gayatri mantra's greatness is praised in all four Vedas by all the Maharshis, in all Shastra Granthas. The praise of Gayatri mantra and the greatness is exhibited through hundreds of suktas and statements, and especially such great, that is the sayings of Maharshis, we can say. The Sathaka, that is because the Shabda Prekampanas, why this Gayatri Mantra got such power is, when the letters become Bija Aksharas, and when the Bija Aksharas are uttered, then a wonderful Shabda Prekampanas come. People actually did experiments. They kept the machines which can capture the sounds we utter, and they just recited Lalita Sahasranama Stotra. Then at the end, after completing the Rahasyanama Stotra of Lalita, when they saw exactly the Sri Chakra is drawn there. Thus, this Gayatri Mantra got so powerful, and this also, when repeated, recited, that Gayatri Mantra, goddess will be seen, but it should not be experimented with machines also. So, by this Sathaka gains Alaukika Ananda Anuphuti, and he becomes aware of himself. Atmavid he becomes. He knows himself. Who is I? Who am I? Ramana Maharshi always questions. You try to know who you are. Who am I? Nenevaru. So this Rutimata says, Gayatrim Chandasam Mata, Stutamaya Varada Veda Mata, like that. So Vedas and all Smriti Granthas, they praise the Mahima of Gayatri Mantra in several ways. Manusmriti said like this, Tripya evatu devepyah, Tripya evatu vedepyah, Padam Padam Ududvahat, Etad Aksharam Etam cha Japan Vyakruti Purvakam, Sanchaya, Sanchayur Vedavid Vipro, Veda Punyena Yujyate. 3 padas of Gayatri Mantra are the essence of all 3 Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda and Samaveda. Na Gayatriyaha Paro Mantraha. There is no other mantra as powerful as that of Gayatri. Samasta Sapta Tantupyo Japa Yajnaha Param Smrutam Himsaya Anye Pravartante Japa Yajnyo Na Himsaya Tasma Japaha Sada Sreshtaha Sarvasyat Punya Sadhanat. Evam Japaparaha Sancham Bhaktya Upasita Yo Dvijaha Niyamena Sada Gachet Rushitvam Natra Samshayaka. So among all yajnas, Japa Yajna is the best. The Dvija who does Sancha Upasana becomes Rushi, a sage. So Gayatri Mantra starts with the word Tat. Tat Savitur Vareniyam, they say Varenyam, Vareniyam. They have to say for getting 24 letters. So Tat Pada Vachya is always Paramatma, Parabrahman, Anirvachya. Tat means that. That means that which cannot be described. That which cannot. So that is the greatness. So Upanishad Pratipadita Parabrahma Tattva. That is Tri Mantra. So it speaks of Parabrahma. It speaks of transcendental ultimate reality. It speaks about the immanent and transcendental ultimate power which exists as Antaryamin in the whole universe. So by Sancha Vandana Upasana, all the sins will be burned to physical, mental illnesses, Ati Vyathis would be removed and they will not approach. Then Raga Mohas also, Aham Mama, etc. also would be nullified. They would be kept aside afar from this person and he becomes very noble and great person. So Saraputastu Vedanam Guhyopanishado Mataka Tapyaha Sarastu Gayatri Tisru Vyakurtayas Tatha Gayatri Veda Janani Gayatri Papa Nasini Gayatriyastu Paran Nasti Diviche Hacha Pavanam. Gayatri Mahamantra is the essence of all Vedas, all Upanishads. By the Arathana of Gayatri, one gets Karya Sapalata, Parakrama, Sikti, Buddhi Sikti, Yoga, Thana, Khanata, he gets Jnana, Tejas, and also Rakshana. protection. His intellect will be increased. He gains Dhi Sikti, Dharma Nishtha, Dharana, Dhyana, then Spurana Sikti, Sputatva Sikti, then Manana Sikti, then Manana Japa, then Sravana Manana, Nidhichasana. That Nidhichasana state also can be obtained by this. And Sputatva, Jagrutitva, Sahasa, Dhairya, Dura Darshitva Sikti, Dura Sravana Sikti, then Viveka, then Niranjanatva, etc. Several qualities are described which one can gain by this Gayatri Mantra Japa as the Phala. Vishwamitra Maharshi is the drashta of this Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mata is prayed with the Dhyana Sloka, Mukta Vidruma Hemanila. I already recited that sloka. So we must learn by heart that. The priest, while narrating and reciting Sandarbhochita mantras, makes Vatu hold this Palasadanda, the stem of Palasa tree, which is the symbol of Jnana. Because once all the gods, they gathered under the Moduga tree, and then that is Palasa Vriksha, and they discussed about Paramatma, Parabrahman. So this tree, Moduga Vriksha also listened all that with utmost respect attentively. So that tree became very auspicious and powerful. So gods started calling the tree as Sushravaha. That is one who heard properly. So the Samhitas of all this tree, they became very powerful and important, and they would be offered into the fire god at the time of doing any sort of yajnas. So the Moduga Vriksha is so great, and the Samhitas are very auspicious. Now the Vatu holds this Palasadanda while saying Susravaka, Susravasam Mam Kuru. Because you have heard Brahmajnana, please teach me and make me also aware of Brahmajnana. So thus he prays. Then throughout his Brahmacharya Vrata Diksha, the Brahmachari must hold that Palasa stick, Danda, in his hand firmly. So that Moduga Danda for Kshatriyas, and then banyan tree stick for Vaishyas are given in Shastras, just as that a Medi tree also is for Vaishyas, just as Palasa Danda for Brahmins. Similarly for all others also. So Palasa Dando Brahmanasya Nyagrotha Nayagrotha Skanthajaha Avanyagro Rajanyasya Padara Audumbarova Vaishyasya Udumbara for Vaishyas. Now the Vatu, this Brahmachari, should give a pious cow, Padi Avu, we say, along with the calf as Guru Dakshina to the priest, along with Bhuri Dakshina and cloths, Pattu Pitambaralu, we say. Cow is directly the visible form of Mukoti Devatas. So she is equal to all the gods, all the Vedas, and so pious. So Godana is the best dana. Go Dakshina is the best Dakshina to be given to the priest. So when this is given, when the priest takes this Godana and Dakshina, the Acharya has to do Gayatri Mantra Japa several times. Acharyaha Saptadasha Krutva Upasya 17 times. He must repeat and bless the Vatu to live long along with knowledge. Then the next point is Suryopasthana. The priest brings Vatu outside and shows the sun god shining in the sky and says, Asavadityo Brahma. This sun is Parabrahman. The Savitru Devata of Gayatri Mantra is that Bharga Shakti that is shining in the form of sun in the east direction of the sky. So the Guru asks this Vatu to do pranama, to do Surya Namaskara, while saying Tachekshureva hitam purastat Shukramucharat Pashyema Sharadasyatam we shall see 100 sharats, that is, live 100 years. Jivema sharadasyatam, we must live for 100 years. Nandama sharadasyatam, Prabravama sharadasyatam, then Ajivama sharadasyatam, Jokcha Suryam Drushe, like that he must pray. Just as the sun is shining, I also must shine for 100 years along with all my sense organs functioning properly. So after this, the priest takes oath from Vatu that then onwards he will lead very systematic life and he will not eat or sleep according to his will and wish as freely as he used to do formerly. So now this, he must ask for alms, bhiksha, and asking bhiksha, he must, whatever he got as bhiksha, he must give it to the Guru, and whatever the Guru gives him, he has to eat that. Now at this process of Upanayana Samskara, this Vatu has to ask his mother first, then the father to give bhiksha, and then all the nearby relatives. So whatever they give, whatever the mother gives as matru bhiksha, that goes to the priest, the Brahmagaru, who made all this process. So then onwards, the fathers and all others, the parents can keep or the Vatu can keep. So every day, the Vatu must do Sancha Vandana, Agnikarya, Gayatri Mantra Japa and Veda Chayana. Thus, he must promise to the Guru. Triyaham etam agnim tharayami, Chara Lavana Varjitam cha, Varjanam cha. He must promise. Without Chara and Lavana, he must start taking only Satvika Akara. Brahmacharyasya Poshane iti Anusishyam Vatum Guruhu. Padhamityeva sarvatra pritibruya tato vatuhu. For what all instructions the Guru is giving, Acharya is giving to Vatu, the Vatu must accept and say, yes, yes, Badham, I will follow. And he has to follow. When he once promised, he must keep up. Then the priest asked this Vatu to go and get bhiksha from the mother, father, all other persons and all. So while asking, he must say his pravara, holding with the right hand, he must hang that jole, we say, a sort of bag specially prepared for the bhikshacharya. Then that holding the palasa stick and keeping the bag over the right shoulder, he must, with folded hands, he has to catch hold of pravara. All of you know the process. Thus holding the both the ears, he has to say pravara and ask for bhiksha. Bhavan bhiksham dadatu, bhavati bhiksham dehi, like that. Tato gurum mataram anyasya vrutha namaskritya bhiksham yachayet, says Shastra. So in the ritual Upanayana, the most important features are Vatu's brahmacharis are Agnikarya, the process of doing their meanings, the practice them to get Brahmopadesha, get Gayatri Mantropadesha, chanting them for lifelong, to get the blessings of elders. All the relatives, friends who come to attend Upanayana, wait for Bhiksha Vandana. Wearing the auspicious yellow cloths, wearing a bag that hangs down, this Vatu looks very handsome and very beautiful, with all attractive, with all the panchashikas he kept on the head, wearing the earrings, the kundalas and everything. So this Vatu shines beautifully. So when he gets all these pictures, then that process is over. Then the parents must eat, bless all this, all the elders must bless this Vatu perfectly. And then they have to feed all the relatives. So how to tell pravara? Of course, everyone are aware of telling, narrating this pravara. Even then, suppose the Vatu's name is Aniruddha. Then his gotra is Haritasa. Then he must say the pravara like this. Chatusagara Paryantam Go Brahmanebhyaha Supam Bhavatu Angirasa Ambarisha Yavanasva Triyarsheya Pravaranvita Haritasa Gotraha Apastamba Sutraha Krishna Yajurveda Shakhathyayi Aniruddha Kumar Sharma Ahampo Apivadaye. Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi to the mother, then Pavan Bhiksham Dehi to the father. Like that he must ask. So Matru Bhiksha got very good significance because Shastra says that whatever the mother gives at this time to the Vatu through a very big silver bowl, completely she should not be stingy in that. They must get a very big silver bowl and completely fill that with rice. The rice must overflow. Thus, she must put the rice twice, and then third time, when she takes, she must put that silver bowl in that jole of that Vatu, her son, and that goes to the priest, and then the food, that is the rice, the food that the mother gave at this time, that will make this child get eatables and food throughout his life. So such greatness is there for Matru Bhiksha. That is why Matru Bhiksha is very important. By giving Bhiksha at this time of Upanayana, she is feeding her son throughout his life. So actually for Brahmins, when they celebrate Upanayana Samskara, it is a kratu, not just a festival. So they must invite only their relatives near dear, only Brahmins must be invited. Other caste people may be friends, but afterwards they can be given any other food and all. But at this time they should not be invited. After inviting other caste people, if they give the gifts or anything, to refuse that is a very sinful deed. But the Brahmin Vatu should never take any bhiksha from other caste people. Kshatriyas can take bhiksha from Brahmins and Kshatriyas. Vaishyas can take bhiksha from Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaisyas and not others. That is the custom which is given in the Shastra. So we must follow Shastra. Then it is the duty of priest and the father of Vatu to teach him how to do Sancha Vandana, make him learn by heart all this and process. Arghya Pradana, Gayatri Japa, Suryopasthana, all this Sancha Vandana, this process should be taught to him till he becomes well versed in performing perfectly. So all this, then after this, a certain because why this Sancha Vandana is having such great importance for in the lives of Brahmins and for human beings is there are certain Rakshasas, Puranas say, Mandeha Rakshasas. They did penance and got the boon from Prajapati Brahmadeva to fight with the sun god and to overpower sun. So by the power of that boon, they started afflicting sun god from morning to evening. But the water purified by the Gayatri mantra japa got such an immense power that if that water is sprinkled, then that water got the power to stop the Mandeva Rakshasas from approaching sun. That is why thrice a day each Brahmin must do Sancha Vandana and sprinkle that Mantraputa Jala, so that the Rakshasas who are again, when they are stopped, when they fall down, again they rise and start running to catch hold of sun. But they would be stopped there and then when this water is sprinkled. This and then Arghya is so important that Arghya Priyo Hi Suryaha. So Namaskara Priyo Suryaha. That is why Surya Namaskaras are very important. Sun God would be pleased by doing pranamas to him and also by just offering Arghya, handful of water. If we offer, Sun God becomes very much happy and gives us all good boons. Then he makes us wise and lustrous and blesses us with live long with health and wealth. So all this Prata Sancha, Machahnika Sancha, and then Sayam Sancha should be done according to the times given in the Shastras. Exactly. They should not be delayed. before the sunrise, it can be start till the orb of sun is seen, that is that muhurta for Pratha Sanja. For afternoon time, this Abhijil Lagna, 10 minutes before that and then 10 minutes afterwards. Even that is for Machagnika Sanja. Then Sayam Sanja, when sun sets, then onwards till the just appearance of the star in the sky. That is the proper time for doing Sayam Sancha. So all these are very important for this Vatus. Then Vatu has to pray all Digdevatas, all Maharshis who stayed all over our motherland, who are protecting us. So this boy has to do Sancha Vandana, Agnikarya along with mudras. There are 24 mudras. The priest will teach them the Vatu. Then Samid Homas he has to do, Parishechana he must know, and Agnikarya, when Agnikarya is over, the parent should arrange for Sadasya, Veda Mantra, Patana, and also Brahmana, Mahad Asirvachana. Then Khana Patis and Veda Para, they do Veda Parayana and give Veda Asirvachana to this Vatu and also to the parents and also for all the people who come there. When then after this, the last one is Metha Janana Karyakrama. Unless it is done, the Upanayana would not be completed. So this Moduga plant, we say this stick, that should be kept on northern side or east side, and certain proper process is there doing Agnikarya with Homakunda, offering of everything normally on the 4th day of this performance of Upanayana. So during this time, Vatu should invite and invoke Pranava Devata, Sraddha Devata, Metha Devata with all proper mantras, and then with Shodasopachara Puja, they should be worshipped and get the blessings of them doing pranamas and all. Now after this puja is completed, then the priest removes that Raksha Bandhana which he has tied in the beginning of this Upanayana Samskara. So now that Upanayana Samskara is completed when Raksha Bandhana is removed. So after that, then onwards, that moment onwards, the Brahmachari should start leading Brahmacharya Asrama Vrata. Then we have to do Upakarma as part of this Upanayana Samskara. This Upakarma is that karma which is done at the time of sending the Vatu to Gurukula for Veda Adhyayana. And specially we do this on Shravana Paurnami day. Either the father or the priest or any other Brahmins also can make this Vatu, do this Upakarma, but the Acharya, the Guru, if he does, he can, after completing Upakarma, he can take this Vatu to his Gurukula and start teaching Vedas, starting with Rigveda Prathama Mantra Agni Sutta. So the Brahmachari who wants to start Veda Chayana should do this Upakarma completely along with the according to the process of this Shastra on Shravana Paurnami. Shravana Paurnamasyam Anena Prakarena Kuryat, like that some process is given and all that should be completed. Acharyaha Sishyehi Saha Nadyam Snatva Darphasanasinaha Darphan Dharayamanaha, like that the process starts. So taking all the darpas and all as per the Shastra, this Kratu should be performed. There they worship Navagraha Devatas, Agni Deva, Vishwadeva, then Sagumthiti Devatas, Yagniki Devatas, then Yajna Sambandha Devatas, several gods are there. All of them should be invoked, invited and worshipped properly with due mantras. When Acharya is uttering, the Vatu repeats and all the Brahmacharis, they start off Vata. So now in 1 minute, I'm going to complete it. Now in our Sanatana Sampradaya, elders start to teach reading, teaching, etc. from Aksharabhyasa Samskara onwards. But now from this Upanayana Samskara and Upakarma Samskara, the children would be taken, that is these Brahmacharis would be taken by the Guru to the Gurukula, and then they start teaching Veda Vijnana. which alone got the power to protect the entire universe and the whole humanity and our Sanatana Dharma particularly. So let us do our duty sincerely, praying Gayatri Mata and all other devatas get their power and blessings. And our Sanatana Dharma should be protected. Our Bharata Desha should be protected. Jayatu Bharatam, Jayatu Veda Mata. Swasti.
ధన్యవాదాలు. Thank you very much, Visalakshi garu. Now we go for Prardhana. Lakshmi Prabha garu, can you do this Swasta mantra, please?
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथ्वी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अदना सदना सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु
गुरुवारं
सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति.
ధన్యవాద Lakshmi Prabha garu. Thank you very much. Let us raise for national anthem. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद जय हिंद. Thank you. I stop recording.